Space is enormous. Unimaginably so. It stretches far beyond what you can picture, beyond what your mind is naturally built to grasp. Walking down the street to the pharmacy might feel like a long distance, but compared to the cosmic scale, that's less than a grain of dust. Douglas Adams joked about this once, but when you let the idea sink in, the humor fades into something far more unsettling and profound. Tonight, we're stepping directly into that feeling. Welcome to Late Science. This isn't just a video. It's a journey that slowly unfolds around one impossible question. How big is the universe? Not in numbers or charts, but in a way you can actually feel. If the universe is truly as massive as we claim, expanding faster than light, holding trillions of galaxies, each one packed with billions of stars, if it has existed for nearly 14 billion years, then where does that leave you? Your life? Your fears? Your plans? Your single breath? Over the next few minutes, we're going to zoom out far beyond where your mind wants to stop, beyond where it can go without stretching a little. We'll begin with ancient stargazers, move through early telescopes, modern astronomy, and then travel to the edge of the observable cosmos. But this isn't only a scientific exploration, it's emotional too. Numbers are cold, perspective is personal. If at any moment you feel yourself shrinking, dissolving the bit into awe or unease or wonder, then let us know when it hits you hardest. And subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Take a moment. Look around the room you're in. The walls, the objects, the floor beneath you. All of that exists inside a galaxy, which itself spins through a vast cosmic web, stretched across a universe expanding so quickly that even light can't keep pace. And we're about to trace that entire structure, layer by layer. In the beginning, there was light. But before light, there was silence. There's something primal about standing beneath a truly dark sky, away from streetlights and city glow. The Milky Way pours overhead like a river of frost. Each star flickers with ancient distance. In that moment, your pulse slows. Daily worries fade. Something still and vast fills the space they leave behind. Psychologists call this feeling awe, a state where your sense of self shrinks while your sense of connection grows. It's more than poetic, it's biological. Your heart rate drops, stress hormones decline, inner noise quiets. Studies show that people who regularly seek out awe, through nature, stargazing, or even small glimpses of sky between buildings, report lower anxiety, greater happiness, and a deeper sense of meaning. This calm is essential. To truly grasp cosmic scale, your mind needs room to expand. If you're tightly wound with daily stress, concepts like light years bounce off your awareness like static. But when your mind is open, each new fact becomes a revelation. That's why this second phase isn't about teaching facts. It's about preparing your attention. It resets your perspective so that the universe isn't something you just learn about, but something you actually feel. In the early 19th century, the universe was still whispering its secrets. Telescopes showed sharper views, but the true distances to stars remained unknown. The idea of measuring a light year seemed impossible. Enter the German astronomer Friedrich Bessel. Working at the Königsberg Observatory, Bessel turned a powerful new instrument, the Fraunhofer heliometer, toward a faint, fast-moving star called 61 Cygni. His goal was to detect the star's tiny positional shift, caused by Earth's orbit around the Sun, stellar parallax. The shift he sought was unbelievably small, Like noticing a coin move by a millimeter from several miles away, Bessel spent months making hundreds of precise measurements. Eventually, he detected the star's tiny wobble and calculated its distance. About 10 light-years. For the first time in human history, the universe had a measurable scale. Soon after, Henderson measured Alpha Centauri, and Struve measured Vega. But it was Bessel's persistence that built astronomy's first real rung on the cosmic distance ladder. The next rung came from Cepheid variable stars, celestial beacons, whose rhythmic brightening and dimming revealed their true luminosity. By comparing their intrinsic brightness to how bright they appear, astronomers could determine their distances. In the 1920s, Edwin Hubble used Cepheids in the Andromeda Nebula to shatter a long-held belief. Andromeda wasn't part of the Milky Way. It was an entire galaxy of its own. That moment expanded the universe beyond anything humanity had ever imagined. We search the distant worlds with a single question. How do we find life? Life we might actually recognize? We begin by listening to the stars starlight carries hidden clues. Chemical fingerprints in alien atmospheres. With powerful telescopes, we study their absorption spectra, looking for biosignatures like oxygen, methane, and water vapor. Oxygen might suggest photosynthesis. Combined with methane, it hints at a chemical imbalance, often a sign of life. We also search for technosignatures, traces of alien technology, signals, structures, energy bursts, anything that might indicate intelligence. For decades, SETI has scanned the skies, listening for repeating radio pulses or artificial beacons. Nothing definitive yet. But the search is young. Closer to home, our probes explore Mars, skim Europa's icy plumes, and map Titan's chemistry. They hunt for fossils, hidden oceans, and organic molecules, the ingredients or remains of life. All of these efforts ask a deeper question. Not just, is there life? But what does it mean if life is everywhere or nowhere? If life is common, biology may be a universal story, not an accident. If we're alone, then every life form on Earth becomes unimaginably precious. A cosmic exception. Either way, the search reshapes us. Humanity isn't just curious, we're compelled. Because if we're not alone, what does that say about our place? And if we are, what responsibilities come with being the universe's only voice? That question led Frank Drake, in 1961, to create a bold equation estimating how many intelligent civilizations might exist in our galaxy. The Drake equation isn't an answer, it's a framework. Each term represents a mystery. How many stars form? How many host planets? How many planets resemble Earth? How often life begins? How often intelligence emerges? And how long civilizations survive? Depending on the values you choose, the number of civilizations ranges from a single one, us, to tens of thousands. Even if life is widespread, intelligence might be rare, or intelligent species may not last long. Maybe most destroy themselves before they reach out. Maybe they simply go silent. The most unsettling variable is the final one: how long a civilization broadcasts signals. That term doesn't just describe others, it reflects our own fate. If we expect others to last for millennia, we must ask whether we will. Still, silence isn't absence. It's a question waiting for an answer. Even one faint transmission from one distant world would change everything. That leads to the question astronomers ask more than any other. Are we truly alone? With billions of stars, countless planets, and endless possibilities, How many worlds harbor life? How many have built cities and sent messages into the dark? In the 1960s, scientists tried to map a chain from stars to planets to life to intelligence. At each step, the uncertainty grows. Maybe life forms often, but intelligence rarely. Maybe intelligence is common, but technological societies self-destruct quickly. Or maybe countless civilizations exist, but too far, too quiet, or too early, or too late for us to detect. Searching for them is like tuning an old radio, trying to catch a single whisper in a vast sea of static. Depending on the assumptions you make, the universe might be full of civilizations, or just one. Even one other civilization would prove that life is a cosmic pattern, not an outlier. And if there are none, then life on Earth, this fragile spark of awareness in an indifferent cosmos, is infinitely rare. Either way, the implications are enormous, but perhaps the silence means something else entirely. Maybe the problem isn't out there. It's our assumptions. What if the universe operates in ways we can't yet imagine? Some theories propose that we might live in a simulation, an artificial construct where other civilizations are hidden, edited out, or never rendered. Others suggest that advanced species operate in ways we can't detect, using quantum networks, gravitational communication, or technologies beyond our senses. Some may hide deliberately, following the dark forest logic. Survival through silence. Another possibility? Earth is intentionally isolated, like a preserve, the zoo hypothesis. Or perhaps the most haunting explanation, where early, maybe life is only now beginning to awaken across the cosmos. Maybe we are pioneers or caretakers, carrying the first conscious spark the universe has produced. These aren't fantasies. They're attempts to solve a profound riddle. They all share a strange thread. They turn the question inward. Maybe the silence isn't empty. Maybe it's structured, evolving, or still waiting for its first answer. And while we ponder life, the universe hides more than we can see. Most of it doesn't shine. It's invisible. Dark matter holds galaxies together. Dark energy pushes them apart. Together, they make up 95% of everything. The atoms that form every star, every world, and every life form, including you, are only the remaining 5%. We've mapped the invisible through gravity, collisions underground, and simulations on supercomputers. The universe isn't built from what we see. It's built from the forces that hold it together, and the ones that tear it apart. This leads to another mystery: time. We feel it, measure it, live through it. But physics sees time as another dimension, not a flowing river. We move through it like space, yet only forward. Entropy gives time its arrow. Order dissolves into disorder. Glasses shatter, but never reassemble. But the laws of physics themselves don't require time to move forward. The arrow may come from the Big Bang's low entropy beginning. Einstein showed that time bends and stretches. Under strong gravity, it slows. Near a black hole, time nearly stops. For a photon, time doesn't pass at all. Time is not universal. It's personal. And at the heart of all this, there is something physics cannot explain. Consciousness, you are aware. You aren't the universe, yet the universe has become aware of itself through you. The brain can be studied, but the experience of being cannot be dissected. Consciousness may be emergent, or fundamental, or woven into reality itself. If the universe existed for billions of years without awareness, then consciousness is immensely rare and immensely important. You are the only confirmed window the universe has to look at itself. And because consciousness is temporary, It creates meaning. Stars don't mourn, planets don't fear. But you do. Awareness of impermanence is the price of the mind, and its greatest gift. Nothing would matter without an end. Everything you are is built from ancient atoms. Hydrogen from the Big Bang. Carbon forged in stars. You are made of dead things, yet somehow alive. When you die, those atoms return to the cycle. Perhaps consciousness is a pattern, not a thing. A wave that can rise again somewhere else, in someone else. For now, you are the only proof we have that awareness exists at all. Then comes meaning. In a universe destined for entropy, does anything truly matter? Why create art, love, or beauty when everything fades? Maybe because meaning isn't found, it's made. Humans give the universe purpose by choosing what matters. We've written symphonies, cured diseases, comforted the dying, and sent robots to other worlds. No other species we know turns physics into compassion. Even knowing everything fades, we create. We carve memories into time itself. Voyager 1 drifts through the darkness carrying greetings and music, a message to no one or to someone far in the future. It may outlive Earth, the Sun, and everything we know. What matters is that we sent it. Contact with alien intelligence, if it ever comes, would almost certainly arrive as a distant signal, sent by beings who may no longer exist. Even a simple pattern or number would reshape our understanding forever. And if the silence remains, then perhaps it's an invitation. If we are the first, then we must become the voice the galaxy has been waiting for. Our choices, our art, science, kindness, and wisdom will define what it means for consciousness to exist. Far in the future, maybe another species will hear a message from us. You are not alone. We were here. And if so, we may become the first chapter of a civilization that spans the stars, because the universe gives us time, space, and silence. What we do with them, that is the story of who we are. The smallest stars will fade first, their light flickering out quietly over unimaginable stretches of time. The night sky will grow dimmer as galaxies collide, merge, and eventually settle into massive elliptical forms. One day the Milky Way and Andromeda will no longer be separate. They'll become a single vast, silent system filled with aging stars. Eventually, the universe will run out of the raw ingredients needed to form new ones. When the gas and dust are gone, creation stops, and the cosmos enters what's known as the degenerate era, a realm of black dwarfs, neutron stars, wandering planets, and the faint remnants of what once was vibrant. But even this isn't the end. Over inconceivably long periods, those final structures will fade too. Black holes will evaporate through Hawking radiation, their mass leaking away so slowly that entire ages of the universe pass unnoticed. When the last one disappears, there will be no gravity left to bind anything. Only darkness remains, no stars, no heat, only a thin, cold mist of particles stretched across an ever-expanding emptiness. This is heat, death, the universe's final, silent equilibrium. It's almost impossible to imagine, harder still to accept. A cosmos where even memory fades, where time carries on while nothing happens. And yet, here we are, alive in the early universe, contemplating its fate. That alone is astonishing. For even if the future is silent, right now, we are the light. We bring meaning, motion, and thought into a universe that would otherwise be indifferent. Perhaps that's the point. Not to exist forever, but to blaze while we can. To be conscious in an era when consciousness is still possible. We're not the ending of the story. We're the beginning. We've traveled, in imagination, to the edge of the cosmos. We've watched stars burn out and galaxies fade, and now we return to this moment. To you, breathing, listening, alive. The universe will never judge you. It won't punish your mistakes or celebrate your victories, but you care. And that simple fact changes everything. Your smallness doesn't diminish you. It elevates you. The brevity of your life makes each moment rare. Every kindness, every truth you speak, every connection you form is a spark thrown into the cosmic silence, a ripple of intention across an indifferent ocean. This is what makes us remarkable. We don't just observe the universe, we care about it. We name its stars, build instruments to capture its ancient light, fall in love beneath its sky, send poems into its void. We wonder. We've drifted among galaxies in our minds and brushed the edges of time, only to return to Earth where the air is warm and your heart keeps its rhythm. And suddenly, the question becomes not how the universe works, but what you choose to do with your brief piece of it. You are matter that learned to feel a pattern aware of itself, born from stars and able to understand them. So what now? Do we build or destroy, withdraw, or reach outward? The universe may not care, but we can. Meaning may not be written in the stars, but we can write it in our actions. Perhaps our purpose isn't to last forever, but to leave behind something worth remembering. If humanity truly is alone, then everything we do matters profoundly. If we aren't alone, then we are part of a chorus far larger than we can imagine. Either way, our choices echo. So perhaps the real question isn't, how big is the universe? But, how big is your response to it? You have one life, one consciousness, one chance to be a spark in the dark. And you are not alone. We are all here, thinking, questioning, reaching together. After all our journeys through stars and equations and silence, the ordinary becomes sacred. The morning sun becomes a reminder that you are warmed by a star. The water you drink carries atoms older than the earth. The iron in your blood was forged in a dying star. You are stardust that learned to wonder. We zoom out not to lose ourselves, but to understand where we belong. Not above or below, but within. The universe isn't a place you live in. It is something that lives through you. So next time you walk down the street, look up. Not for answers, but for perspective. You're moving through a miracle, a brief flare of consciousness in a mostly quiet cosmos. And maybe, just maybe, the universe is listening back. By now you know the facts. The universe is ancient, immense, expanding, and cold. You are temporary, but also extraordinary facts are only the doorway. Beyond them lies the quiet, the weight, the mystery we still long to touch. We evolved to survive, to breathe, to run. Yet here we are, grieving stars, contemplating infinity, asking questions no star or atom has ever asked. Something in us reaches far beyond what we need to live. Every time we think we've reached the final question, another one arrives. What came before everything? Why is there something instead of nothing? What lies beyond space and time? We don't know. Maybe we never will. But we keep asking. And that act alone is cosmic. You are not a conclusion. You are a continuation. A flame that keeps burning even as the universe grows dark. And at the final edge, there are no answers, just the quiet urge to ask what lies beyond. The screen grows dark. Nothing remains but your breathing and a universe still humming outside your understanding. You've expanded your imagination, faced the enormity of existence, and somehow grown larger inside. That is what wonder does. It widens you. You exist for a moment, yet that moment contains galaxies. You are fragile flesh, yet you carry stories the stars never could. The universe isn't yours to own, but it is yours to witness, to marvel at, to share, to pass on. Tell someone, not the facts, but the feeling, the awe, the smallness, the awareness. Wonder ripples outward. Questions outlive answers. If anything in this journey moved you, let it fuel the next curious mind. There is always more waiting beyond the horizon, one we can't reach, but can imagine. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, briefly becoming aware of itself. And that question, what does it mean to be, is still unfolding.